from Generation Strength, and today I want to talk to you about how to walk correctly. A lot of the time with my clients and with people that I see on the street, they don't know how to walk correctly and they have improper walking technique. Walking is something that we think is very easy, very intuitive, but it's actually something that a lot of us get wrong. So not only can it lead to muscular imbalances, pain, soreness, especially in the hip, knee and ankle, particularly if you're running, you're a hiker or you like to walk, or even if you're just going to the gym and want to stay active. But it's also important for how we are perceived by other people. So if we have a good walking posture, then usually we're perceived by another person as assertive, as confident, of having higher self-esteem. So I want to talk about 4 common mistakes that I often see with how people walk and a little bit on how to correct them. And then at the end I'm going to show you what would be a good walking posture. So the first common mistake I see is called duck feet. So that means that the toes are going to point it out, very exaggerated, and that can cause a lot of problems to the ankle, the knee and the hip. It also puts the femur, the bone that attaches to the hip, it's rotated out. So then you're going to get some issues with hip stability, with glute involvement. The second most common mistake I see is flat foot. So flat foot means that the natural arch of the foot is lost. Okay, so then you get like a flat straight line. That also actually relates to problem 4 that I'm going to talk about, which is the knee positioning. So what that looks like is that instead of the arch here, it's completely flat. So when you look down, you'll be able to see that there's no arch on the floor, and then the ankle comes in, and then usually that's categorized by further knee valgus, so the knees come in. Okay, because with flat foot I'm bringing the pressure on the inside of the foot, it's going to affect the chain, so it's going to bring the knee in and it's also going to affect the hip. So proper alignment would be that the weight of the pressure of the feet would be center. Okay, but with people with flat feet, they tend to put all the pressure on the inside of the feet. So if you were walking, it would look something like this. The third common mistake I often see is called banana knees or hyperextended knees. So what that looks like is that at the knees, I'm hyperextended, and usually you can see that with overstriding. So it means that the foot is coming down and I'm striding far away from the body. Okay, and then the heel hits very hard, and then the knee and then the hip take extra force, extra pressure. So a lot of the time with hyperextended knees, what you see is anterior pelvic tilt, so then the hips are coming forward because the knee is straightened. Okay, then we get a lot of pressure in the lower back, and then we also get imbalances between the quads and the hamstrings. So banana knees would look something like this. The fourth common mistake that I see is knee valgus, or sometimes we call it knocked knees, and that's characterized by the knees coming inwards. So what that means is that the foot, the arch, has lost its natural arch because the weight is coming in on the feet. As a result, the knees come in too. Okay, so that can lead to a lot of kneecap problems, ligament issues. It can lead to premature arthritis. It also causes a lot of knee pain for runners. And with the loss of the arch, it puts a lot of pressure on the knee and the hip. So this is a movement that you'll see often if you're squatting, when you go down, if the knees come in. Okay, and whenever the knee goes over the midline of the body. So this is what it would look like. So when you're starting to walk, we want to make sure that the feet are pointing forward, so the big toe is in front. Okay, so if you were a duck foot walker, it would look like this. Okay, so you would want to make sure they come in. You want the pressure to be on the heel, mid-foot, and then on the toes. So that should help you cue if you've got flat feet and you feel all the pressure on the inside of the foot here. So, toes pointing forward. We want to make sure that the knees are a little bit soft. Okay, so what that would look like is this. We've got a slight bend in the knee, as opposed to banana knee, which is here. Okay, so slight bend in the knee. Usually the knee tracks the toes. So with flat feet, the knees come in because the feet have come in. So we want to make sure that the feet are forward. The knees are in line, so we're not getting knee valgus, and then we're not hyperextending. When we're walking and we take a step forward, we want to land on a soft heel strike. So the problem with people that have banana knees is that they take the stride too far forward. So if I take it too far forward, my chest and my torso and my center of gravity is back, as opposed to over the foot where it should be. And as a result, I have a hard heel hit, followed by through the toe. Okay, so that's going to impact of the joint. So what you want to do is take smaller strides. So I come slightly in front. So when the foot is hitting the ground, what we want to do is it's heel to whole foot and then off the toes. Okay, so heel, whole foot, off the toes. When you're walking naturally, ideally you want it to be a soft heel landing, more or less at the same time with the ball of the foot, and then through. But if you're practicing and you're coming from hyperextended knees and duck feet, start by toe pointing forward, heel strike, softly through the foot, up off the toes. Shorter strides forward. So the heel is landing softly, my knees are softly bent, my toes are pointing forward. I'm going from heel to foot off the toe. Okay, so when we're walking, you want to think about like a mini fall forward. As in that the body weight should always be over. Sometimes I see people and they walk like this with their backpack, which is really not good for the lower back, and the abs aren't engaged, and it's just overall not really a great posture, even though you might look cool. When I start here, I use the glute of the back leg to propel me forward. Okay, so the glute is engaged, I come forward, and then I push off the toes. So sometimes I see people walking and their hands are like this, or they're carrying a bag, and it's like very stiff at the upper body. And we don't really want that in a walk either, because we want to get trunk rotation. Okay, so we want the arms to swing a little bit. We don't need to do like high swings, but we want like a moderate arm swing. So I start, the body comes forward, I lean forward, I land on my heel softly, it goes through the foot, off the toes, and again, and then the arms power too. So you want to be looking straight ahead. Okay, some people look down, they're on their phone, and then we're going to get forward head posture, and then we're going to get rounding, and then that's going to add to other issues with posture. So head forward, you can go slightly down 10 to 20 meters in front of you so that I can see the path ahead. So head isn't forward, it's tucked in, eyes straight and down 20 meters, and then from here slight forward lean, and then I start. That's it. Well, I hope that you enjoyed the video. If you're interested in reading more about the postural issues that are related to the common mistakes, I have included a blog in the link below. If you like the video, please give it a like, and if you have any comments, please leave it in the comments box. Thank you.